Hi everyone, I just wanted to talk about detox a little bit today and the importance of it while on the GAPS diet. I think detox gets neglected a lot. People emphasize the diet so much, but really GAPS, the protocol, is a three-part protocol. There's the diet, the GAPS diet, there is detoxification, which is so essential, and then there's supplementation. So, detox, why is it important? Okay. Your body is going through so much healing on the GAPS program. You've removed all these food sources that were previously feeding yeasts and pathogens and really causing havoc on your digestive tract and all your organs. And you've removed those foods at this point. So all these viruses and bacteria, pathogens, parasites that were previously living the life in your gut, doing just eating whatever they wanted, hooking onto your gut lining, growing, expanding, causing you all these problems. They are dying off now because their food sources are being removed and we're introducing tons of healthy bacteria that are gonna kind of keep things in check and kill off those pathogens that we don't want. So they're getting killed off. Okay, now these pathogens that have been living the life in your gut for who knows how long, could be since birth, they are holding on to so many things. So in a way, they're really beneficial when they're in your gut because they can hold on to toxic metals, mercury, aluminum, cadmium, all these things. So that's good, but it's also keeping those toxic metals in your system. And they also can hold on to things like BPA, pesticides, things from our food, chemicals that we're in contact with. Not only that, they are toxic themselves and they breathe out really toxic gases like alcohol. Some people who do the GAPS diet have an aversion to alcohol, but can kind of get drunk because of these yeasts overgrowing that they'll release alcohol. So you could not have a sip of alcohol in your life, but you can have those feelings of being drunk and tired just because of processed carbohydrates that you're having, feeding these yeasts and bacteria and pathogens, and then they're releasing that alcohol. So it's actually really toxic, and there's tons more gases and toxins that they are releasing. But it's essential to know that what is going on in your gut is serious. These things are not like, oh, it's just like a little bit of something that's not going to harm me. They're harmful, and you're going to feel those effects. So if you haven't detoxed and you've been doing the GAPS diet, or specifically the intro diet, and you've cut out these things, you're gonna feel what they call die-off. Like you feel fatigued, sometimes you have body aches, you have like really weird symptoms. Sometimes your symptoms will get worse temporarily, and that is essentially those pathogens dying off, releasing the toxins that they've been holding on to and releasing toxic gases in your system. So this goes on in kind of waves. It happens initially when you cut out foods, maybe if you go back to the intro, or when you start feeling really well, you feel like your body's getting healed, it will start to do another detox. Like your body's really good at knowing what's going on. And when it's feeling strong, when it's feeling like, okay, we got rid of a ton of stuff, we're doing well, it will start to detoxify itself again. So we go through kind of waves of that on the GAPS diet. And we really need to support our organs through detox during this time. Most people have overburdened liver, lymphatic system, kidneys, skin, lungs. All these detox organs can be so overburdened by the toxins in your gut that have been leaking into your bloodstream and in your lymph that they're actually not even able to process these extra toxins that are now being released. So, detox. If you can do some sort of detox every day, it can just be short, simple. I'll go through a few of my favorites and some ones that are recommended, but it's gonna help you feel so much better. I really didn't emphasize detox the first time I did the diet, and I really wish I had, because now I know what to do if I'm going through die-off or feeling kind of bad, and I get like immediate relief. And I've heard this from so many clients, so many people I work with, just doing 10 minutes of oil pulling or something like that, or a detox bath. You really feel the effects immediately, and you can go from feeling like a terrible body flu to feeling energetic and healthy again. So some of the detox protocols I love that are really simple is one, I just listed it, it's the oil pulling. So first thing when you wake up, just take a tablespoon of either sesame oil or cold pressed coconut oil. You can even use olive oil, and then you can add a drop. There's a fly in here. It smells the meat stock I've been making. Anyway, you can add a drop of like some sort of essential oil if you want, like a lemon or peppermint. But essentially you just kind of gently swish that oil around in your mouth for 10 to 15 minutes. You don't swallow it. It's going to be pulling all these toxins that are in your mucosal membrane in your mouth, out of your teeth, out of your gums, which is really, really good. So it'll grab onto that, but you want to spit it out after, and then you brush your teeth, drink some water after. But I have clients who just doing that in the morning, they go from feeling terrible to like energetic, their day's starting off. And it's really good to do it at this time because through the night your body's detoxifying, it's resting, all your organs are kind of cleaning themselves up and they're resting. So now if you first wake up and you do that oil pulling, you're able to just get rid of any gunk that's in your system. So that's really good, oil pulling. Detox baths are great. You can use seaweed, you can use baking soda, you can use a sea salt, apple cider vinegar. All of these are really, really good options. You can find some different recipes on how to do them. You can add essential oils as well, like a drop of lavender. But you want to be sitting in a bath of hot water, ideally filtered. You don't want to have like chlorine and fluoride in there because that can get into your pores. And then half a cup, it kind of depends on what you're using, maybe a quarter cup in the bath, and it'll really help you to sweat and to pull those toxins out of your skin. So that's really, really good, especially if you deal with like skin breakouts or eczema or psoriasis or something where you find your body tends to detox through your skin a lot. You can emphasize those detox baths. And you can also do detox foot baths where, like Queensland in the summer here, I am not gonna sit in the bath anywhere from January to March, just not gonna happen. So foot baths are great, just a little bucket and the same ratio. Stick your feet in for 15 minutes when you're watching a show at night and it'll pull toxins out of your feet. So that's another good option. What else do we have? Coffee enemas are great at detoxifying your liver. They're really, really, really powerful. If you have like colitis or Crohn's or some sort of like diarrhea or loose stools or inflammation in the bowel, I probably wouldn't say to do that. It might be too aggravating. But if you're healthy and you don't really have any of those issues, or maybe a practitioner has said they think you have some liver stagnation, a coffee enema is really, really going to be good for that. And with pain, if you deal with migraines, I've told my husband this, he won't do it, but at the onset of a migraine, that's a really, really good way to kind of clean out your system and kind of reboot your body and be really helpful. And oftentimes it'll prevent that migraine from actually coming on. Castor oil packs are really good. So those are also doing the liver and like your reproductive organs as well. And basically for that, you're just gonna put some castor oil on your stomach. Don't do this if you're pregnant. If you're pregnant, any possibility of pregnant, don't do it. But on your stomach, you put a little bit, like half a tablespoon of castor oil, put a cloth over top, one that you don't care if it gets dirty, it can be an old t-shirt, and then a hot water bottle on top of that, and you just lay down, watch a show for 15, 20, 30 minutes, and it's gonna really help to detoxify your organs as well. So that's great. Jumping on a trampoline, like rebounding, is really good for your lymphatic system. I wrote them all down because I knew I'd forget. Dry skin brushing, that's awesome. Basically just a natural bristle, big brush, like a long handle, and you just brush all the way up to your heart, toward your heart. From your legs, you want to go up, from your arms, you want to go in, and then just avoid any sensitive areas. But that's going to get your lymph moving and your skin detoxifying really well. So you can do that before a shower, and that's really good. Sunbathing is essential. We should not be staying away from the sun. I cannot believe people promote that. The sun is so essential for our health. We need it for healthy moods, for vitamin D. It's really, really essential for mitochondria function and energy. For sleeping well at night, it's just so good. So getting in the sun is going to help you to detox as well. Swimming in natural bodies of water, so like going for a swim in the ocean, in a lake, not in a chlorinated pool, but something natural where there's that healthy, natural, good water that's going to boost your immune system is really, really good. And how good is that? Imagine laying on the sun in the beach and going for a swim in the ocean and knowing that it's good for you and that it's detoxifying you. Amazing. I love it. Oh, and near infrared sauna therapy is my absolute favorite way to detox. I actually have a sauna. I bought it in a season of life where work was really, really hectic and I just wasn't coping, and it was like exactly what my body needed. It penetrates into your body a few inches and it heats up your actual body temperature, and it helps to kill off viruses, pathogens, parasites in a totally different way. Similar to when you get sick, when you have the flu or a cold or a fever, I suppose, your body is raising its body temperature to kill off those pathogens. So it's creating an environment where that virus can't survive, and that's why you get a temperature, and it's a really, really good thing. So by sitting in a near infrared sauna, once a week, twice a week, every day for 20 minutes, you're actually increasing that internal temperature, and you're just killing off any stagnant viruses and bacteria or things that are just, thriving. They could just be dormant, like maybe a herpes virus or something like that, or MRSA that you had 10 years ago. And it's just gonna kill off things really, really well and detoxify, and you sweat so much. The first time I used a near infrared sauna, I thought I was gonna go out that night with my friends. No, I was out. I mean, I stayed in it way longer than I should have because I'm kind of an intense person, but I went to bed at like 5 o'clock and slept like 15 hours. It is super intense. So I love sauna therapy, but you do have to be careful with that one. So hopefully this is helpful. And I really, really, really believe people, if you're suffering from fatigue or those body aches, arthritic pains, any annoying detox symptoms, it's really essential to detox and to do those practices. And it could be as simple as oil pulling every morning when you wake up, or you could do a sauna session, or maybe going to the beach a few times a week. But it should be enjoyable. It should be a good me time. And honestly, I think it's my favorite part of the GAPS protocol is detoxing. So yeah, I hope that was helpful. I would love to hear what you do for detox. I know a lot of people drink like lemon water in the morning. Juicing's another great way. So I want to hear what you do, what you find helpful, and yeah, thanks for watching. Hi, thanks for watching my video. You can feel free to comment or like below, or you can follow me on Instagram or on my website.